Hi, I'm Tiffany with Hope, Joy in Christ, and I just want to introduce myself to you a little bit and share about this channel, about this ministry. Several years ago, God began to stir in my heart a passion to encourage and equip Christians to grow in their faith. And that has really changed a little bit over the years. I don't just want to help you grow in your faith, I want to help you mature in your faith. And think about it as the difference of raising kids, right? You have kids who grow all the time. Yeah, they're growing. You're like replacing their clothes, feeding them like crazy. But as they grow, they're not always becoming mature, right? That doesn't happen until a little bit later on. And then you begin to see that what you've taught them, they're beginning to practice. They're trying that out. They're sharing things. They're learning. They are maturing in who they're going to become as an adult. That is what I long to see in people of faith, that we become mature believers, not children still needing milk, Lord, but really needing the meat of the word. And as a part of that, helping wives to thrive in their marriage, no matter what their marriage looks like, no matter if they're unequally yoked, no matter if there has been hurt in their marriage, no matter if things are in such a difficult place, even if they are in an amazing place, to become godly wives, virtuous wives, Proverbs 31 kind of wives who are thriving because they are seeking their hope and they're getting their joy and their fulfillment from the Lord. So, how do we do that here, right? So, encouraging people of faith, right? We do that through giving support and confidence, hope for the future so that you can be successful as you walk in a relationship with the Lord. And so I'm going to be answering questions, sharing testimonies, giving scripture, walking through those scripture through devotionals, giving real talk about real issues. You're not going to hear church answers here. Um, I've grown up in the church most of my life. However, through a big chunk of that, the church answers were what hurt me the most. People who would just kind of say, oh, well, God doesn't give you more than you could handle, or trust God's will. And instead of being real with me and talking about how did it happen with them? How did they get through it? How did they press through difficult seasons? And so it's not what you're going to hear here, because I believe that has done the greatest disservice to Christianity in a lot of ways. And so I'm going to be real with you. And if I don't know, I'm going to tell you I don't know, but maybe we can find out together. And then equipping. I'm all about equipping believers to mature in their faith. And so I'm going to give you real tools, supplies, items that are going to help you, to help prepare you mentally, because truly half of the battle happens in our mind. We have to get through that. We need to know how to do things. We need mental techniques. We need guides and studies and cheat sheets and real strategies. I'm going to be offering you resources, things that are free, and I will add those into the free resources on my site, which is hopejoyinchrist.com. You can find the link in the description. You sign up there to be part of the community, and you get a resource library that is jam-packed with things that are going to help you mature in your faith. But then as you grow in faith, we need to know how to study the Bible, how to really pray and become prayer warriors about the real things in our life. We need to know about fasting. Y'all, I am a nut about fasting. I believe fasting is such a huge, powerful resource at our disposal to help us grow in faith, help us not just grow and mature in faith. That is an amazing thing, but to help us hear the voice of God, to help us get quiet and still before Him in a posture of humility, to find answers, to get real spiritual breakthrough in areas we have been struggling and wrestling with for so long. Fasting is huge. We're going to talk about that a lot here. We're going to talk about forgiveness. There's nothing that will you stuck faster in your faith walk than refusing to forgive. And listen, we will talk about how to forgive some of the biggest offenses that we might walk through. And you can. God tells us that we have to, but we're going to talk about how to actually do it, why it matters, why you should want to pursue that, and then how to pursue reconciliation afterward if that's the right path. And right, real talk, that's not always the right path. So we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about the temptations that we face as Christians. We never hear much about that. Um, but I'm going to be real with you and talk you through how to get through so many areas of temptation as we are pursuing maturing in our faith. And then, y'all, I'm so passionate about helping wives to thrive in their marriage. Um, my marriage has been a crazy mess. And it's my second marriage to boot. So, right, I'm not here talking to you about perfection because I don't have that. But I'll talk to you about how to stay in the process so that you are taking your needs to God and giving your husband the grace to grow, helping yourself grow to be a godly woman, which helps you become a godly wife. And so, some of the things that we talk about that are crucial for being a godly wife are getting your thought life under control. Huge. This is huge. What you think about shapes the words that come out of your mouth that influence the atmosphere in your home. We're going to talk about forgiveness. Oh my goodness, I cannot tell you enough how critical forgiveness is in the life of a believer who wants to mature in their faith. But in a marriage, forgiveness and then reconciliation is crucial in that piece, not just stopping at forgiveness, because forgiveness alone does not fix all the problems. We're going to talk about surrender. I almost called it submission, but I'm talking here about surrendering to God more so than submitting to your husband, which is a thing, right? But more importantly than that is surrendering God, coming to God with open hands to say, whatever you want in my life, it's yours. Whatever you want to put in my life, I will receive. Wherever you want to lead my life, I will go. Full surrender to God. That's something for your marriage that is beautiful. So beautiful that helps the lost world begin to see Christ in your marriage, to see the love of God shine through your marriage. We talk a lot about love, right? Not all marriages are loving, but God tells us to love. He is love. And so it would make sense that we are to love within our marriage. We're going to talk about a whole lot of other things, but I will wrap it up by saying we're talking a lot about communication, that there are right and wrong ways to say what we need to say and to communicate with each other in a loving way. And so these are some of the things that you're going to find here. There will be products that you can check out that will help you, but a lot of what I share, it's going to be free. I'm a stay-at-home mom. We live on a single budget, and honest to goodness, I cannot afford crazy expensive things, and I don't expect to break the bank for you either as we are trying to grow in faith. Now, sometimes there will be things you're going to want to invest in, and that's great. That does help support this ministry and my family, and I'm appreciative of that, but it's a small piece. So look for that. Begin to look through the resources on the site. You can look through the top menu and you'll see a drop down. If there's an area you know specifically you need to dig into, that's where you can do it. I'm going to be adding videos all the time on the channel here to help you grow in that way. And if at any time you just want prayer, you just want someone to come alongside you to talk you through something, drop me a comment, send me an email, talk to me. I am here. I look at every email, I promise. And I will pray over it. If I have resources that'll help, I will share that. If it's something that I can speak into, I will do that. But I will always pray over you and send you an encouraging verse to help in that moment, whatever God throws into my mind. If you are a wife, there is a Facebook group where we talk about some real things in community, lots of like-minded women who are trying to get things together and do things in a way that pleases and honors God in their life. That's it. That's what this is about. This is about encouraging and equipping Christians to mature in their faith and wives to have a thriving marriage, finding your hope in the Lord, getting your joy from the Lord, because we have this relationship with Christ. That is what Hope, Joy in Christ is all about. All right, I cannot wait to connect with you in the comments or through email. Reach out at any time, and I'll talk to you later. Until then, have a blessed day.